Okay, what's going on? Today is Monday, May the 20th, 2024. And what we're going to be looking at today is going to be a little bit of dollar index and obviously the futures market. So we'll dive right in really quick, top-down analysis. I will be dropping, like I said, Friday's recordings. Friday ended up being a loss for me. Ended up just kind of hacking at it, trying to get something to happen that I wanted to happen. Part of the process, predetermined risk. But like I said, I'll be dropping that soon. And then for today, I'll be dropping it at around the same time. So really quickly, we're very extended here on higher time frames, daily futures, right? You have everything from last week where we made all-time highs at NQ making all-time high ES. And then YM is just getting closer and closer to that 40,400, like 40,500 area. So I think now that we've taken a major spot of liquidity to the highs like this, we could see some retracements. Now it's just about how we factor in, but we overall are still in a bullish market. One thing I do want to point out just before we do get started when it comes to dollar index is, how we came off of the last week or two with dollar, right? So we had that bounce off 105 where we were kind of confused on maybe what was going to happen. Were they going to hold this level, maybe go higher, or were they going to go back to the 2024 open? And as you can see, as last week when we took this wick of 104.50, price did capitulate down, but never broke past this level of 104.20. Then we had a nice bullish day for Thursday, kind of an indecision day Friday. And then what I'm anticipating today and to start this week, right, going into Friday, which will be our last day, is that we might get some upside from this weekly daily level off dollar index into the 105s. Now, there is quite a bit of fundamentals. I know Tuesday was a really juicy day. We have CPI. Um, let's see, Wednesday is FOMC meeting minutes day. Thursday is a really, really just pumping day of just red folders. Unemployment claims, quite a bit of things going on this week when it comes to the economic calendar. So news is the excuse to push price to hurt traders, or to just news is the excuse to push price to, um, not only hurt traders, but just push price to where, I call it the algo, the quant, whatever you want to call it. They want to take price. All right. So we'll see how today's print looks. But going into today, if we get that daily close above 104.50, I'd like to see if maybe we can go above this wick here on the daily. And intraday, for New York, we end up getting, more sell off of the price, then I will anticipate more sell off to the downside. So not too much that I'm thinking about here, other than how we're going to close here on this daily. And then really quick here, we'll jump into like a little bit smaller time frames when it comes to futures. 4 hour here, I could really see, if that dollar does close bullish, I could definitely see, prices basically kind of capitulate down here. We can maybe slip under this wick here on ES, wick under here on NQ, 18,560 areas. So I'm going to be definitely playing it. And the way that the intraday price looks, once I switch over here in a second, you'll see it really is kind of showing that, we might get that chance. We might get that chance. We'll see. Get out 5 minutes out. Make sure you went through your traders' constitutions. You've set your mental framework up to have a good day. We have um, I think completed about 25 of the 100 videos for Into the Future. So we're definitely, figuring out some things to change, things to do. So I'm gonna upload a couple things here. Now price is kind of falling down as we speak. So they may end up, if they push down, which I'll show here in a second, if they push down into the 18,600s fairly quickly here, I'll just continue to long this market potentially. So it really just kind of depends on what happens after the bell. Hmm. Zoom clips. I'll have to look into that. It looks pretty cool. Okay, we got a few minutes left. So we do have some FOMC members speaking today at 9:30 Central Time Zone. So we kind of have an idea of what we want to see in the higher time frame. I do want to jump over to these other two just really quick. 1 hour, how this is kind of looking here when you look at NQ, yes, right? If price is going to continue to sell down, I'd only want price to go back above London open, and then I would attack this wick. If price is going to hold at this market open area, then I would anticipate that these double tops might actually get revisited. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do that really quick. And then we'll switch over to smaller time frames here. And this is also in alignment with previous day high. So let me go ahead and switch that really quick. Sorry. Take a look here, just like gold. So I'm kind of have this for the recording, kind of see where it's at later today. So we are kind of falling down. I think we are going to get to that 24 level. And then Bitcoin did have a nice rejection off that 60,000 level. So let's switch over to here really quick so we can go ahead and make sure we're ready for sniping. Okay, and so really quick, it's 28, we got time. What we want to do is we have that double top on there. So now what we want to do is go ahead and make sure we have that 1700 hours marked. Okay, so go back to 15s here. So we do have a double top, and then if you think about the double top, not only just that, it's also the previous day high. So I'm gonna do M pattern, previous day high, basically. So really key area if it can come down into, I would say, you know, right in this area, 18,600 level, and could possibly show some upside. So let's kind of mark this level here. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to snipe here on this window. Got about 20 seconds. So ES kind of showing some rejection to the downside here to start off, and NQ. So let's kind of see how NQ responds here. So we do have that New York open marked. So that first move is looking like they want to kind of go down, but we'll see how this candle closes. And if they can get down to the 18.6 area, and this they can get down to that 18.6 area, then I would possibly be looking for something under market open to continue. If not, then like I said, they may just go ahead and go for that wick of 18,545 lows. So I like the buildup right here, to be honest. I'm going to continue to watch this play here. We'll see how that 5 minute looks for the first move. So nice move up here. Just kind of want to mark this area here. Say what? 18,635. 635. What is it? A quarter. Okay, so I like that. Take profit would be those highs. So let's do 18,700 here. Okay. And so it does look really good. I mean, prices already kind of ran off. If price can basically fill in this area, I would like to personally take it. So the risk is kind of high here, but if we can come back down and fill about the 48s, I wouldn't mind taking it there. When you look at all three across the board, they look really good to continue up from here. And so NQ looks the best because of the target. I will say that. But I won't chase it. I mean, the only thing I would have played is you had the open. New York didn't close lower. I mean, if it would have gave me a chance in there, I would have taken it. But if we skyrocket straight to the equal highs very quickly, which looks really good over here on the 1 hour, I would think that a lot of people are going to think that the 700 level is, going to basically, well, that'll be a hot level, basically, is where those equal highs are. But I'm not going to chase this. Like I said, they have ran off on the plug twice. So I'm going to go ahead and move this because this is invalid. There's, nothing there, I would say, to take first move and decision. 5 and 1 minute. Okay, so first 5 minute close is getting ready to go crazy too, right? We're obviously just ran up. So we'll see if we break out of the range to start. And if we don't, and we start to pull back, we already have a 5 minute area that we'd like to play, which would be the 50 levels here. So we go ahead and mark that. So we just kind of have an idea if it does start to slide back. But those equal tops just look really good, honestly. 18, 650s. Just so we have that area marked. So that's really good. I mean, I wish I was in that one right there. I'm not gonna lie. But looking at the 1 hours across the board, you do have YM failing and you have ES kind of showing this pump as well. But the one that looks the best is gonna be like I said, NQ because of this end pattern. So as soon as we slip this end pattern, I'm gonna be ready to probably take some action though. If I can get my signal above that area. First 15 minutes here looking pretty bullish out the gate. And so when you look at ES, I could see 53.42s, 53.45s as well. And then you have YM just falling off a cliff, right? So take a look at dollar index here really quick as we're pushing these highs. Nothing really there that really gives me any sign other than just have that higher time frame bias. So 1 hour is looking really crazy here. Looks like we're gonna go ahead and punch through those 18 689 highs. Bam, push on through. All right. So just be focused here. That was 835. Okay, so when you think about the very first 5 minute open of this market, obviously all we've gotten is a really bullish situation, right? So higher open, higher close. Take a look at the line graph here. Definitely very bullish, right? So we'll wait for that first 15-minute close to kind of really see. And then looking at ES, it looks beautiful after that gap fill at 53.28. So I'm just going to keep my mind focused on this whole level because, like I said, they're at a point now where they may just continue this higher and we just have to be patient this week. Okay, so still just kind of waiting here. I don't really see anything. I mean, that was a pretty beautiful little how they started this off. They ran that liquidity down. So this was I'm good with this. I'm not gonna sit here and stress. We are pushing up into that 18.7 area, so we do have the ability to go on that 1 hour a lot higher. I would think to 18.720s, but it just depends on what they do right in this area. Now ES is the only one it's looking a little different. Like, or excuse me, YM. YM is pushing down so fast from that 4140 area. That's almost 100 points down since it's New York Open. So I feel like there could be a little bit of manipulation on the way, and we just need to be patient. Yeah, Nats didn't give any chance today for people to just lock in. Prices, we're in that area of M pattern, so I am going to kind of frame up potentially something with how YM looks and how ES is kind of failing at 53.35 level. So I do want to kind of have an idea here where we're at. Stop loss is always going to be the high, 18,711. But we're waiting on signals. We're just kind of framing up. Take profit here is going to be 18.6. Yeah, so really wanting to see, like I said, a little bit more here. There's really no signals of weakness, right? They're holding that whole level pretty nice. So now as I'm gonna mark up on this other window, because there's just a couple things we want to focus on is that 1 hour looking left and where the open of that candle is and where the 50% is. So we've hit the open. That's the red line that you're about to see. And so we're at an area where price could start to fall off on a higher time frame. I'd like to see price kind of like go under and come back. That's the type of trades I like to take. I don't like to just guess on the price action or anything. So ES, like I said, 53.40 on that 1 hour. Looks like she could extend up and just take the high of the market right there before wanting to go lower. So I'm just gonna be patient. I do like how it's breaking down here, which would also probably put me at a 50% 5 minute area. So we'll see how this plays in this next candle. But what I want to see is it close here in 4 seconds and then see if it pops right back into that area, which it didn't. So, and so now you're starting to see the failure off that 53.35 on ES. And then after the M pattern sweep here, you're seeing a weakness. So, um, so just waiting here a little bit. Want to see the last 15 minutes going into 9, to see if they want to punch up to above 720s. So, and I think YM just fell off a cliff and then is starting to kind of retrace up. So ES isn't showing any signs of weakness yet. So there's really no signal for me yet to just want to enter. And as you can see how that 5-minute open, 5-minute closes, and then at the whole level as well. The only place I would be wanting to take an entry is right here, right on that 1 minute on the far right. But I just don't like the price action with the other two assets yet. So, we'll see if how they hold at the 18,700 level. But I think they might be able to go a little higher. So no 5-minute signs of weakness to me right now. So I'm just gonna kind of hold off on this. So yeah, just kind of watching here. I like how they're not being able to hold this level side duty to still be framing up that 11 area. But we'll see. 5-minute looks really strong. We'll stay ready though, just for the timing of this, just in case. Okay, profits are going to be 18.6 and lower. Okay. So we do want to focus on that area, and then higher open, higher close, higher open, higher close. So they're making lower highs though here. So we'll see. The only way I would take it is if it started to show some weakness and then pullbacks. I don't really want to just stab at it. Okay, let's see here what we get. No sign of weakness. 5-minute, just opened up really strong. So higher open, higher close, higher open, higher close. So nothing yet. We're just gonna be patient. And then I do want to just kind of show this for the video's purposes. This 1 hour, how we're coming into the last up candles open, and then the 50%. And then if you're also utilizing Fibonacci retracement just to kind of get an idea of where it could be at. 88.6 areas up in there. So if this is just relentless and I don't see any kind of signal, I won't force my way into it. You still got plenty of time, but this is what I like to see is 5-minute situations. So I need to be ready here just in case. Okay. The problems we already said are the 600s potentially. So take profit is going to be there no matter what. Now they just continue up here, past the 712s, which is fine. Then we will, we'll do something different. But right now I'm just trying to see price action here. ES still has a little bit to go, 53, 37 and a quarter to kind of break that high. So I like this area, I really do. But I just want to see some more on the 5-minute to kind of give me more, confidence in the area. The timing is perfect. I love the timing. I love what we've already done here. So we do this right here again and we pull back up. I'll probably take it on a pull up. And I'm looking to have my location inside the open of this 5-minute candle or the 50% or the open. So let's see how this closes in 6 seconds. If it pulls back up, I might go ahead and attempt. So right in that area. So they didn't give another chance. They just basically gapped it. So oh, that's so loud. So the entry goes there. And then what we'll do is we will gauge everything from here, right? So if price can push down, I'll probably start to pull a contract right there where that gap is possibly. But the way I like this trade is because we have the location and then we have point of interest to be able to scale out potentially if it works out in our favor. So we'll see how this goes. I do like the positioning on the higher time frames potential. Um, and then the bias with that bullish dollar a little bit of bullishness out of the dollar here. But dollar's not looking so great on that daily, so we might be a little bit early here. 712 over our entry, so we have a 10-point risk. So we'll be patient. If we can get a 5 minute to close below 18,700, I think we may have a chance on this one. I do like how the price looks. I believe we're on the right side of the V if I was a buyer, like buying this market. So I could see at least London Open B somewhere they could push if we fail the 18,700 level here. But if we can't break lower than this area right here soon, 687s, then they'll go a little bit higher first. And ES is still kind of climbing, and YM's finding a lot of bullish price action. So what I'm anticipating is that we've already swept that liquidity on NQ, and we need to retrace some of this expansion move, but it doesn't have to be that way. Because that 5 minute still hasn't shown a sign of weakness yet, based off candle closures. So it's kind of just like trying to find a tight play. Honestly, ES is pushing up right now, going strong on that 1 hour. So they may still have room to go. Bam. So they stopped me out on that one. So I'm only gonna probably take one. Let me make sure I'm on the right account. Okay, yeah, because I'm only gonna take one more potentially because I've been literally the only time I lose is when they just basically at New York they just go crazy on the buy and give no room for the trade. So, but I'll accept that. I mean that was a 10-point risk. That's perfect. That's fine. So now it's gonna be kind of like this mindset is that we have the 50% area, which is like right in here. We go ahead and measure it to be exact. Okay, so yeah, we are pushing into that area. This is the 50% of that 1 hour, so we're pushing right now. I mean, they just went crazy. Um, so I was anticipating that we may have found the move. Now we're in the area that if it doesn't work here, I would let them just keep going. And if it, like, I wouldn't wait to go try to sell the high or anything like that. And then 53.40 is kind of like what we talked about being the 50% on that 1 hour. Yes. So they're definitely in alignment there. And then YM is just doing YM things. So they are going crazy on these longs. And it's crazy because we were waiting for the long positions all day on Friday and they waited till the very last part of the day. And so, when you look at the dailies and the 4 hours, I mean, we're just bullish. We haven't really, there's really nothing different. So, but after they just stopped out a lot of people, that's where I would anticipate the next move would be in this area potentially. So that's where I'm going to frame up something else for the day and then leave it at that. So I do need to kind of have my stuff ready. And then going into 9, if we could see that breakdown, that'd be interesting. 735 and a quarter. And take profits right 600s. Okay. Okay, guys. So price is just rallying. Like it's just rallying up. Okay, let me move this because that's invalid. But price is just rallying. If you took the buy at New York, you would just be trailing that risk up. But like for me personally, I like to see that and then tap back down to give me an opportunity. But maybe they know that we're here. So no signs. What I could be looking for here is basically we've already pushed 100 points from the open, 18,650s all the way up to 18,750. So what we could be looking for here is the highs are 18,760 and 3/4. Um, we might be looking for a new all-time high again before we sell off anything. So 4 hours going to slice that wick. Yeah, daily is pushing higher again. So really nothing, no signs. The 4 hour doesn't. The 1 hour looks good, but the 4 hour isn't really showing me anything. But they're just gonna go punch it up. So just kind of seeing what they're doing here at the 18,750 level, because we do have the highs just 10 points up above this. So unless you really were to get a signal, then I don't know, I wouldn't take it. But they like to fake out people at the highs, right? So they know everybody knows the highs are coming. So people will just start buy, trying to take out those highs. So I'm gonna be patient still here. The 5 minute is such a stretched candle that it's almost unbelievable, how you're gonna try to, frame something off of that. But we are in a really good 1 hour area. So that's the one thing I would say with having your stop, like, your stop wouldn't be at 750, your stop would be 18,760 and 3/4. All right. So that's where you want to kind of start framing up off of 18,760. Because that's the high of the market right now, 760 3/4. Okay, take profits are going to be the 600 areas, possibly, for us to do that. Okay, so now it's like, I mean, we don't have anything on the 5 minute that shows me that we would need to even want to do that. So as of right now, this is kind of what I'm anticipating, is that we're getting higher opens, higher closes. So if they fail to break through the 750 level and close on that 5 or 15, great. But I do think they're just gonna run these highs out really quick. So I'm not even really gonna pay attention to that right now. Let's see what happens once we take these highs. And that 1 hour close is looking really strong. Then we have a 4 hour close as well. So the 1 to 4 hour closes are just, at 9 are crazy. Okay, so about 8 seconds until this close. Price closed, open and closed really bullish in the 4 hour. So showing quite a bit of strength there. And then we actually closed higher on NQ. So the highs are 760 and 3/4. So I do want to frame up that, because like I said, I know how people are when it comes to what they can see. So what did I say that stop would be? 760 and 3/4. 3/4, 75. Take profits here in the sixes. Okay, and it's more looking like a 5 minute setup more than anything, which is great. So I am going to look to take that 5 minute open. That's quite a bit of risk, though. But we are at that spot that I like, so it's just getting that 5 minute signal would be a lot better. You are getting the rejection on ES at the right area on the 1 hour, and YM has just been showing weakness. So it's okay. I'm gonna let the market kind of do what it's doing here. And then, like I said, pullbacks, I will position my risk potentially. I'd like to see at least, some 5 minute closure here from 9:05, and then I can frame up something off of 18,754 flat instead of 60. So 54 flat, right? And that would reduce the risk down dramatically. And so I want to let it close, because if I just take it now and then it doesn't fall, then I would be in the same situation I was on my first trade. But we'll see. So this is exactly why I'm saying I want to wait these next 2 minutes because I'd like to see 5 minute weakness before I want to frame up my move to basically back to point of interest or 18,650. So we're looking for like 100 point plus play here. Back down or at least back down to 18.7 if Price wants to present that. So we got about 1 minute before this 5 minute candle closes. All right, let's see how this 5 minute closes. Otherwise, like I said, we're very bullish. So, with no signs of weakness. Yeah, really no signs of weakness. 30 seconds out before 9:05 close. And I don't see any signs of weakness for this first 15 minutes of 9 right now. So I would say if I don't see anything by that time, I'm probably gonna just wait for a better opportunity because we're just in a very bullish market that's taking off. But I feel like we're gonna get a little bit of retracement before we break these highs. So let's see where this closes. No sign of weakness there, but at least it was a bearish close. We'll be watching this one, see if it breaks structure. Kind of just want to see a break of structure on that 1 minute, just see some more weakness before I enter. I like that area, guys. Now I should have had my location a little better in that 5 minute open. So 42s, but I like that area. Stop loss at the high. So entry is 37, so 38, 39, 40, 38, 39, 40. It's about a 15 point risk, a little bit more maybe. Uh, but I like how the overall market, all of them are kind of finding that weakness right now. So that's where I'm kind of seeing like, okay, this could potentially play out with the risk. What's up? What's up? Oh, thanks. What's up? Okay. So the 5 minutes look good. Let's see though, they're not really showing that weakness that we want to see yet still again. I'd want to see the 5 minutes start to close lower at this point, which it's not doing. Watching at all times here. So that's a little frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Mm. So, like I said, I want to play this position back down the point of interest if I can. Um, and back in the previous resistance support, if it can extend down to those areas, that'd be awesome. I'm really looking at this area right here, 18,687 and a quarter. Because that would actually put me, even if I parcel out of this move and leave one contract running, would put me at a break even for the day still. Because I did experience one loss for about 400 and some dollars to start. And that 1 minute's just not looking good to me, but really focus on that 5 minute and how this next candle is gonna close. Can we get some more bearishness out of this candle? Or are we gonna close higher than that last up candle's open and continue up throughout the highs 18,760? I feel like everyone wants it to go there, so that's why I'm like wanting to see it retrace a little bit first. But so about 30 seconds before this 5 minute close, 9:05, 9:10. Um, and you have YM going crazy from that 40,050 level. Really bullish after retracing back. So not as good. So that 5 minute did not close how we want it. It was an indecision candle. So unless there was some weakness here below 18,750, then they're gonna go higher. No signs of weakness really on all three. So we're just kind of in this hot area here on NQ. I don't really see anything other than being in the right area on the 1 hour on ES. Um, but they're just not showing the rejections down, right? To get people like that fear of missing out move, right? So it's just going sideways, honestly, here. The goal would be to get down to the 750s, or excuse me, the 650s, like 700 area, possibly like in that 650. That'd be pretty good. London Open 665. So just getting into there today would be a pretty good setup to me. So still no 5 minute breakdown. Just kind of holding this area. So just nothing here. YM's on a tear back up to the upside, so just craziness here. Now, I would say the only thing I could do differently, and if this does work out, is the location on that 5 minute needs to be inside the open of the candle, which definitely, if you look at the open of this candle here, 18,742, and then the high was 54. That puts me at only a 12-point risk, if that makes sense, right? Because I would enter at 42, 10 points up would be 52, and then the entry was 54, or the stop loss is 54, the highs. So, if you count down, that would only be about 12 points, which isn't bad. But if we can still get this, like I said, below 700s, I will be ecstatic today. So the 5 minute to me looks good. I like the 5 minute because I like to play, these ranges on the five. So if it can close here in like 20 seconds lower than here like this, um, if that line shows up. If it can close lower, then I'm kind of looking at possible price going from here to here like this. And so you have swing low, you have a swing high. Like at least see price going back to the 50%, so 18.7. Good 5 minute close right there, right? So like I'm a better buyer than seller. So when I see I played the right side of the V, I'm looking for that price to at least go to 18,690 potential. So just as they were trying to break the highs, the 18,760s so far, right? They're kind of rejecting that 50 level. So let's see if they pull back to then buy up. So if it's in our favor, that'll be good because we can scale out, still come out of here with a green, positive day, possibly a big day if we can, trail that risk to cover ourselves. Um, and yeah, but if they don't go lower and they just stop me out, that's it. Because they'll probably present the move at 18,780s, and I just, I'll have to wait, unfortunately. But I really like to see this 5 minute push down to the 720s. So right now it's still in the area of that it could definitely just still run up. And that 1 minute price isn't breaking down, so it just doesn't look as if they want to go lower here, unfortunately. It's not solid. So that price looks terrible. I would say they're going to go higher to the 780s possibly. ES is showing strength in the 15, like pushing higher right now. So this is probably going to follow, especially with YM screaming right now. Uh, so it is what it is. Mm, 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 mm. So they are kind of finding some weakness on that 5 minute at this 750 level, but I would need it to go below, um, 28s, right? Into the 20 levels because it's just so close to going up to the highs instead. And so they're probably going to push out the 18,760s if you're not really. You see, this that 5 minute close was higher, so it's more than likely going to go higher unless we get the rejection. Come on. We could even get this rejection before going higher down to 709s. I'd probably cut a contract out and just walk away because it's just a super bullish market. Nope, it's not gonna let me. They're making higher highs and higher lows. So yep, that's it. So I'm not gonna try to, keep pushing it. They're just going crazy on the bull side. Obviously, there was no real chance for me personally to grab that long up unless we would have gotten, price to kind of close, pull back, then give us a chance. But um today is just a loss for me. I don't even want to keep trying to fight it. So that being said, you can't win them all. It's not going to be, sunshine and rainbows every day. That's just part of the process. There's a couple things that's Monday as well. I need to personally work on. I would say is I need to make sure and wait for that at least that location because that could have reduced down that risk from 42 to the highs, which was like 54. So it was about a 12-point risk instead of like a 15, 16-point risk. Um, and just overall, we're so close to the all-time highs again, 18,760 in 3 quarters. So, we just basically hit 58 in 2 quarters. So we're very close to getting there. So maybe there's going to be a move present itself the rest of the day. But for this account and for this stream, I'm going to have to end it for today. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching. We'll be back same place, same time tomorrow, and trade safe.